Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm bringing you tea. I'm bringing you tea from my personal finances. I'm bringing you all the tea, all the gist about earning money as a pharmacist and surviving on your salary as a pharmacist. So I'm going to be speaking as a family of three, so myself, my husband and my baby. I'm going to be giving you a breakdown of our monthly expenses, which includes rents, tea, coffee, everything that you might imagine you want to get. So I'm going to give you a breakdown of all of that so you can understand exactly how it is possible, if at all it is possible, for you to survive on the salary of a pharmacist. So hi, my name is Faith. Welcome back to my channel, to all my old subscribers, and welcome to my channel if you're new here. Lovely to see you. I speak about all things pharmacisting. I'm going to be speaking about having a baby, anything that my life involves at the time that I feel like someone will benefit from, I will bring it to the channel. And feel free to ask me questions as well. How are you all doing? Before we get into this video, I just want to say hello to all my new subscribers. As of today, we're at 1,500 subscribers and I am so excited. Thank you so much to everyone who has clicked that subscribe button. If you're watching right now and you haven't already clicked the button, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Now click the button. Take a minute and click it. Don't feel obligated to subscribe. If you feel like you can gain something from my channel, please subscribe. If you feel like you're just passing by, pass by. It's all good. Is it possible to survive on a pharmacist's salary in the United Kingdom? Is it even possible to have a family on a pharmacist's salary in the United Kingdom? I'm going to give you a breakdown of everything that we spend in a month as a family. That we don't actually do too much in terms of spending money. We actually try to be quite frugal. So this gives you a sort of baseline. You can decide to be even more frugal than we are, and you can decide to be even more, spendy. What's the word? You can decide to spend even more than we do, depending on what your pocket looks like. But based on a pharmacist's salary, here is the breakdown. Before I start, this video was inspired by Nanelle Griselda. I actually just found her video and I binge watched her channel, and I really like her content. It's almost similar to what I do, but it inspired me a lot to just keep going and keep creating these videos, because a lot of people seem to benefit from her videos, which is what I want my videos to do. So I would be happy to, give you guys valuable content that you will be able to benefit from. So if you know Nanelle, tag her on this video, let her know that I've been on her video and I'm giving her a shout out. So if you see me looking down, I will be looking in my notebook to get you all the information on how much we spend. I'm just going to start by saying my base salary that I'm going to mention will be the salary that I started on, which I feel like will be the barest minimum. That's if you have an employer that's not paying you enough. This is literally the least that it will pay you in this day and age. So I was qualified 5 years ago and I started on a salary of £37,000. My take home per month was about 2003. I'm going to put the exact figure on the screen so you can know exactly how much I was taking home. A lot of pharmacists are starting off on salaries of 40,000, 50,000 nowadays, so you can imagine that you will be taking home a lot more than I started with. But let's just go by, let's say you're earning £37,000 and your take home is roughly about 2,400 a month, right? So I'm going to go straight into the tea. Let's not waste any time. So what do we spend our money on? We used to live in a 1-bedroom flat up until really recently, so I'm going to go by our rent for that. We currently live in Portsmouth City, which is not necessarily the cheapest place to live in, so you can always find cheaper places to live in as well. But before I just carry on rambling, let's just get into the tea. All right, I'm going to be looking down at my phone to get you all the information. So here, so I'm going to start with a rent. So like I said, we used to live in a 1-bedroom flat, and of all the rent I've paid so far since I qualified, this was the highest for a 1-bedroom flat. Now you can be paying way more if you decide to go and live somewhere in London, and you can be paying a lot less if you could decide to go and live somewhere like in Belfast, like Nanelle lives at, and her rent I found was really great. She was paying £525 for a 2-bedroom flat. So this was for a 1-bedroom flat in Portsmouth City. We were paying £650 for a 1-bedroom flat, and it was big enough for myself, my husband and my baby. Now you need to consider, if you're someone who would like to have guests over or family over, you might be wanting a 2-bedroom flat. So gauge where you will go and live, and decide how much you will be able to afford for rent based on what you've been offered as a starting salary. So the next thing that I would say we pay for is our utility bills. So utility includes light, gas, you know, power, energy. So we use light and gas, so electricity and gas mainly. So our electricity we use to cook mainly. I don't think we use it for anything else. So cooking and bulbs and, you know, light switching, charging, light switches, charging our phones and all that good stuff. So our electricity bill in a month was about £50 monthly. And the next thing was our gas bill. So gas bill fluctuates during the summer and the winter because our gas was our central heating. So in the summertime we don't switch on our gas, so we don't switch on our heating, our radiators, so we only use gas to like heat up water that comes out from the taps, and that's all we use it for really. And in the summertime we can be spending as low as £30 in a month, or 20 something pounds in a month. Let's just say 30, let's round it up. And in the winter time we could be spending as high as £60-70 in a month. So on average I would say we spend about £50 a month for gas. So the next thing is council tax. So council tax is paid depending on what kind of property you are living in. So for a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom flat, I would say that you'll be paying about the same price that we're paying. So we were council tax band A. Our council tax was £74. It says 72 here, but it's recently gone up to £74 per month. So that's how much we would pay for a 1-bedroom flat that we used to live in. That's our council tax amount. So the next thing is a car. So we had one car that I primarily drove. So I was the insured driver, and I got this car on finance, and I was paying monthly for the car. I had to pay a deposit of £400 when I got the car. So my finance was, I think, was it 3.5 years? It's all finished now, but I was paying £180 monthly for the car purchase. The kind of finance that I did was that once you finish paying for it, the car belongs to you. You don't have to return the car. There are ones where you pay much less, and by the time you've gone to the end of your term, you return the car and you can start a whole new finance with the dealer. But mine was such that I kept the car as soon as my finance was over. So I used to pay £181 each month for my car. So the next thing I paid for the car was road tax. So my road tax came to about £19 each month. And the next thing I paid was my car insurance. So your insurance is highest as soon as you pass your driving and you get a car. It reduces each year as long as you have no claims. So the more you claim, the more your insurance is. So as at recently, when I first started paying for my insurance, I used to pay about £140 monthly. That was a lot, and it cost me so much, and it just used to annoy me a lot. But now I pay £50 a month for my insurance. So every year it's gradually dropped. I've been driving for 4 years now, and I'm now down to £50 a month. Next thing that we paid for was our phone bills. So we, myself and my husband, have bought our phones outright. So all we pay for is our data usage and phone calls and text messages. So my husband gets, I think, 20 gigabytes of data because he knows how to manage his data and I don't. He gets 20 gigabytes of data and free unlimited, not free, but unlimited calls and messages. And I get unlimited data, unlimited calls, unlimited messages. So I pay £18 per month, and my husband pays £16 per month for his internet on his phone, and also calls and messages within the United Kingdom. The next thing that's on my list that we pay for is Wi-Fi. So how much did we pay for Wi-Fi? We decided to get the cheapest of the cheap when it came to Wi-Fi, and our Wi-Fi is 25 pounds per month. It works for a small family, it works for a small property, it works because we don't put too much on it. I don't know if we'll be increasing that rate anytime soon, but that's currently what we spend on our Wi-Fi, 25 pounds per month. Family and friends support, everything that we do with family, friends, you know, birthdays, we budget for in case birthdays come up, family support, anything that we're doing in terms of sending money to our family and friend, especially those in Nigeria. My family is scattered all over the face of the world, and my husband's family is predominantly in Nigeria and some of them in the UK, so we budget for, you know, joint family expenses that we incur, and I would say we come to an average of about £400 per month is put aside for all that. That sounds like quite a hefty sum. You can decide to reduce it depending on your dynamics. You can decide that that amount is too much and you can decide to increase it. It just depends on your dynamics. So about £400 a month for family expenses, friends, birthdays, everything that we do for other people. That's our budget. So the next thing that we put on our list is food. Now I need to tell you guys about this one. So in my household, we love food. We really love food, and I think there's an agreement that my husband and I had, like, no matter how frugal we want to be, food should not be a problem. We should always have access to food, right? We should always have food. So our food budgets might be more than you're expecting. You can decide to reduce your budget, you can decide to increase it, but here's what we spend on food in a month. We don't go eating out a whole lot, but I would say we do perhaps on average once a week, either buy takeout or, you know, go to a restaurant. So our food budget, that's excluding going out, is £400. So an average of £100 a week. I think that's decent, considering the fact that we do spend on African food stores, and those foods are not cheap. Now said in a video that those foods are imported, and they're so expensive for that fact. So we spend that much on food, and I think we're actually spending a bit more now. I haven't actually done the exact figures for right now, but I would say on average we used to spend £400 on food in a month. For myself, my husband, my little baby is still sucking breast milk, so she doesn't really need food right now. So between both of us, £400 in a month. So let's say we go out, entertainment and everything that we do, we will spend an average of £200 a month at most. In some months we limit ourselves to £100 a month at most. If we decide to be like very, you know, extravagant, very spendy, very, like, you know, frivolous with money, we end up going up to about 200, but we do not go past £200. But I would say on average £100. Water, we pay our water bills. So our water bills, and this includes wastewater and drinking water. So the wastewater is the water that comes into your toilets for flushing, and your drinking water is the clean water that comes out of your taps. So we actually pay for both. Our bill comes every 6 months rather, but I've averaged it monthly, that it comes down to about £50 a month. So I put aside £50 each month, just so by the time that 6 monthly bill comes, I'm not taken by surprise. So I have enough money put aside for the water bill. So the next thing I would say, and I should have mentioned this on the car, is fuel. So fuel prices have literally shot through the roof right now. I used to spend £50 on filling my tank, and that used to be enough for me for a month. But now I'm spending about 70 something odd pounds to fill my tank. So I would just say my fuel consumption in a month is £75 in a month. Bear in mind that my car is the only car that we both use. I predominantly drive the car, my husband doesn't drive, so all our running around is done with my car. The car has really come in handy. It's an expense, yes, however, it does help a lot if you have a car, especially when you don't live in somewhere like London. In London, I would say you might as well not just have a car, because it's so expensive to drive a car in London, except if everything you're doing is in like a really small area and you don't need to drive into like central and stuff. So that is pretty much all we spend money on in a month. So that's all that goes into our budget. So we do have our individual pocket monies, which I won't be mentioning here, that we can use to just, you know, for personal effects and things that we need to do individually. But yeah, this is our joint family budget, and our total spend comes to, no, based on a salary of 2,400 or 2,500 pounds in a month, which I would say is the barest minimum you should get as a pharmacist starting. In fact, I don't think anyone should pay you that in 2022. To start as a pharmacist, you have to be earning a lot more than that. So minimum, maybe in hospital you might be getting that amount, but minimum in community you should be earning a good 40 something thousand pounds. So, but let's just say you're earning 2,500 a month. This amount is what we spend as a family of 2. So now it's up to you to decide if this is enough for you, if your spouse needs to work to contribute to what you're spending, if you want to cut down your budget, because there's a lot of ways that you can cut down this budget. Our budget is quite frugal. We don't spend way too much because there could be a lot more on this list, and these prices could actually be a lot higher, but then it could be lower as well. So if you determine that this amount is too much for you as a person or as a family, then you can decide to cut your costs here and there to fit into your budget. But this is exactly what my husband and I spend in a month. Don't forget that I haven't taken into account what my husband earns, and that would be making up our savings, and that would also supplement our monthly expenses if random things come up that we need to spend money on. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope this video has been transparent enough for you to understand how much you might be looking to spend if you start to earn money as a pharmacist in the UK. Like I said in my previous video, the country does not run on vibes and goodwill, so you need money. You're going to earn money, but in a lot of cases you might be needing a second income in the household. Don't forget that these expenses are for 2 people. If it's just one person, you might actually be spending a lot less than I spend. But I find that a lot of my audience are either newly married or already married or planning to get married, so you can have an idea of what that's going to be looking like for you in the future. And also consider, if you have a spouse, what your spouse will be earning, bringing to the table, and also how much you can now save as a family to put into your projects or investments that you might be thinking about. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye. I already did not have edges, but having a baby has done a number on the rest of my edges. So let's mourn my edges. You have to do a minute of silence. I'm joking.